Change. Change. Can you change? Can you spare me some change? Can you help me change? Anybody can change. All you gotta do is be willing to change, want to change, then just do it. Change. Change can come at any given moment in life. Change usually comes when people come to the realization what life is about. They try to change for the positive. They try to change for the better. That's what I did. I tried to change for the better. But sometimes even when you change, that don't mean people gonna believe you changed. No. You have to prove that you changed. Yeah. Why do you have to prove it? I don't know. They say you do. I say you don't have to prove shit. I just say do it. If you change, then change. That's what I did. I had to write the word down. Look up the definition. What do change mean? Once I understood the definition, then I started to understand the concept. Change. I wanted to change. I changed my life in the twinkling of an eye. When my life kicked in, when my thoughts, my process kicked in that I was feeding into, everything in my life was negative, I had to ask myself, do I want change? Do I want to live a better life? Yeah. I had to ask myself this. Do you ask yourself that question? How do you change? Easy. First, you must accept God and ask God to help you change. It don't happen overnight. It don't. You have to pray on it. You have to really ask and be very discreet about how you want to change. Anytime you ask God for something, you got to be specific, because God going to give you exactly what you ask for. So I asked God to change my life, change the way I think, change the way I act, change the way I react. Because if I didn't, I was bound for self-destruction. You know, I still ask myself this question every day. Why God haven't spoke to me as if I heard his voice? And God speaks to us all the time. He speaks to us through our conscience, our first mind. Have your first mind ever told you to go left because if you go right, you was going to get in trouble? But you went right anyway and you found yourself getting in trouble? That was God warning you to not go that way. But people don't realize this until they find themselves in that situation. They start to think about what they got themselves into, and then they realize that God gave them an option to escape that route before it happened. You didn't have to go into that trap. You didn't have to walk into that trap head first. No, you didn't. God gave you an escape route, but you didn't take it. It's that conscious. It's that first mind. Follow your first mind. So that's what I did when I changed. My first mind told me, say, man, you need to change your life. The way you think, the way you act, the way you react, the way you talk. Can you talk positive? Can you talk intelligently? Can you talk like you want to be somebody? Can you talk like somebody? Ignorant speaking. When you hear a person speaking ignorant, do it sound intelligent? I had to ask myself these type of questions in order to change my life. I had to ask God, Lord, what am I doing wrong? Help me, give me that first mind thought to help me change the way that I'm thinking. Give me that first mind thought to help me change the way that I'm speaking. I don't know, what am I doing wrong? And then all of a sudden it just started to happen. It started to happen when my conscience kicked in. When I got a higher conscience, I started to realize how to speak differently. how to speak intelligently, how to think differently. And that's what happened. My first mind kicked in. God spoke to me through my first mind and told me, say, hey, separate yourself from everything in your life. Family, friends, foes, and all. I got something for you. But you got to get to yourself so I can get to you. And I used to realize, you got to get to yourself so God can get to you. That's how God got to me. He got me to myself. He put me in a situation where I was by myself, where he was the only one that can speak to me, that can talk to me through my mind. And I used to sit back and think I was going crazy, but all along, as I started to think about it, as life goes on and it started to manifest in my life, that everything that my mind was telling me, oh, you're going to get out, you're going to do better, but you got to do this. If you do this, then it's going to happen. And I did it. I just jumped off the porch and did it. And everything changed. I mean, changed. I used to be stopped by the police every day. When the police seen me, they would turn around in the middle of the street and pull me over. They knew me by name. Literally. And I found myself constantly going into jail, constantly going back to prison. And I used to ask myself, why is this occurring to me? Why is this happening to me? And when that thought kicked in one night, it said, because I haven't changed. I gotta change. Who's gonna change? Can't nobody change for you but self. When are you gonna change your life? When are you gonna wake up and smell this coffee? Life is about being happy, being free, living abundantly. Change. Change don't happen overnight. But it will happen over time if you allow it to, if you want it to. Actions speak louder than words. All you have to do is do it. You don't have to worry about what nobody got to say about it. Because no matter what they going to think of you, they going to always think negative. They talked about Jesus, so you know they going to talk about you. Jesus walked around touching, healing people instantly, and they still talked about Jesus. So no matter what you do, how good you do things in life, people are still going to talk about you. You can't satisfy everybody in life. Everybody's not for you. But for the people that is for you, God will put them in your life. And it just miraculously just transform into this powerful group of people that can help you transform and help you change your life. But you gotta think realistically about it. You gotta think about it and draw the picture. You gotta draw a square. Put yourself in the center of that square and think about it like this. I'm in the middle of my square. This is my environment. I have the power to control my life. I have the power to allow anybody to come into my life. I also have the power to notice the difference between a positive person and a negative person. And you have to distinguish these people in your life and separate yourself from the negatives and the positives. If you put nothing but positive people in your square, then everything in your life is going to turn out positive. Everything that you do is going to be positive because you're dealing and your surrounding is nothing but a positive environment. But if you fill your square with negative people, you're not going to have nothing but a negative outcome, nothing but chaos, nothing but confusion. Because it's nothing but a box of negatives. Yes. In order for us to gain self happiness, we gotta want to be happy. We got to. We do. We gotta want to love. You gotta want to be free. You gotta want these things. You gotta embrace for these things. Because if you don't, it just don't happen. You gotta pray. Yes. We gotta put God first. The Lord is our shepherd. We shall not want to lead us into temptation. Do not lead me into temptation. Do not allow the devil to tempt me. No. Protect me at all times. Keep 1,000 angels around me. But God allows the devil to test us. Why? To see if we're ready. Are you playing with me? Then sometimes he allow him to test us just because. I don't know why. It's something that we're doing wrong. We just ain't getting it right. He allows him to touch us so we can come to our realization that God is God is here. Hey, how many times can God put you in a situation and snatch you out of it? And put you back in a situation and snatch you out of it? How many times have the storm came over my head and then cleared away? The storm came back and it cleared away. How many? Yes, life is real.